Okay, so I am back for video number two. I think I have caught a bit of the video making bug here. This is actually pretty fun. And today, what I really wanted to focus on, and I think I'm going to focus on this for the foreseeable future, is problem solving. Problem solving and coming up with solutions. Because, you know, probably most people or everybody watching this video knows that there's a lot of problems that are barreling down at us. And those problems are, I'm not going to lie, they're going to continue to get a lot worse for the foreseeable future. And we really need to be getting in the right mindset of being able to problem solve. Because if we don't have the ability to problem solve, then all we have is problems. And that's a very disempowering reality to be living in. Just problems after problems and no ability or belief that we can actually overcome those problems. And that's simply not true at all. That's certainly what the control system wants you to believe, and that's what most of us have been taught to believe through much of our life. But the truth is that there are solutions to everything that's going on. As scary as these problems are, there are things that you can do. I'm not going to say to overcome the problems. Like the overall problem, the only way to solve it is civil disobedience, peaceful mass civil disobedience, and I said that before in my other video. But there's ways to, I'll say, mitigate the potential harm to yourself and your loved ones in your community by problem solving certain problems. We'll put it that way, to implementing solutions. It's about mitigating harm, because we're all getting screwed. We are all getting screwed really badly, and this is just the very beginning of the pain. The very, very beginning. It's gonna get so much worse. And so I want to be talking about problem solving to mitigate harm. And there actually are some solutions too that can actually make you a lot better off, and potentially enrich you and make your life better, at least in some ways, than it was before. So I don't want to say it's all about mitigating harm, but compared to what your life was before or could have been before, there's a narrowing of opportunities that we're going to be presented with. And there's going to be other opportunities that come up as well, but a lot of this future is going to be dark for a while before it gets better. Let's put it that way. It will get better. It will get better, but there's going to be some bad times. So problem solving. I've always been, I'm still kind of a nerdy person, but I was especially a nerdy child, and I loved playing video games. Video games for me were, I could pretty much do it all day without getting bored. And what makes video games fun is video game creators are really good at creating a series of problems of increasing difficulty at the right speed that you need to be able to problem solve, find solutions for. And it's just problem after problem after problem, and you're implementing solution after solution after solution as you become more skilled at both whatever the game is and also your ability to solve problems. And I've been pretty much from those earliest scrolling games. Like if anyone's played Monster Bash or Commander Keen, I grew up on those. Those are all problem-solving games. All the way to games like World of Warcraft and fighting raid bosses and all that stuff. It's a good part of my life, and it's completely over now, because the most interesting and most important game, it's real life, and it's right in front of us. And but we can, if for anyone that's used it's like actually played video games, I really want you to try to think of the life that you have ahead in the next few years as a video game, because it is, in a way, there's just going to be increasing difficulty of what's going on, and we need solutions to to overcome those problems. But I think it's called the gamification of life or something. I haven't really looked into it much, but it's a pretty cool concept. And one of the aspects of it is improving your character. Now, if you've ever been a video game addict like me, you know that if you get sucked too far into video games, you are going to be spending all your time improving your character in your game and completely ignoring uh, the character in real life, which is yourself, which is a big problem. But so I want you to think of yourself almost as a character that you can be constantly improving, because you're going to need to improve yourself to be able to deal with what is being thrown at you. If you remain the same person that you are, life's going to get really, really difficult for you. This is the opportunity where you're being presented with a chance to grow a lot as a person, and you need to take that opportunity. So I'll give you one example. Developing your self-confidence right now, your ability to handle rejection, handle, people hating on you and calling your ideas and calling you stupid, and being able to put yourself out there and your ideas and your beliefs out there it's a crucial skill set to learn right now. This is about improving your character. This is about becoming as confident as you can to be who you really are and speak out what you actually believe in. And so that's part of what I'm doing. Like this is scary for me. Pretty much, you know, human interaction in general has always been scary for me, and it's been a huge part of my life to overcome all of that. Putting a video, a public video on the internet, and just exposing myself, that's terrifying too, in a new way, because I've never really done it before. But I guess my two motivations for it, one is hopefully it's going to help people, because I can't do this by myself. If I just hole away in my rural community and just wait for things to get better, and expect that everyone else is going to solve my problems, while I just hide away, that's pretty much the most cowardly thing I could do. And if everyone had that mindset, we're all screwed, right? We can run, but we can't hide from this problem. And but the other reason for it is because I see this as an opportunity to increase certain skill sets that I have. And so I'm going to take these opportunities, and whatever the risk is to myself, well, I'm going to do it. So one of those is increasing my self-confidence. Another is learning to connect to other people. For now, that's online, and learning to do that offline in your community and connect with other, like self-sufficient and awake people, that's another important one too. Because if you try to remain isolated, you're going to get picked off. Building community, learning how to build community, and connecting that community to you and to each other, and to other communities, it's going to be huge in this. It really is. If you have those kind of social skills and that kind of talent to do that, you have incredible opportunities ahead of you. And if you don't have those skill sets, then learn them. Like, you can learn them. Just as an example, in my life, like I used to have no ability to really talk to people or make friends or do anything. In that regard, that's been the most difficult challenge of my life, and especially with women, that was the big thing for me. And I spent the better part of the last decade, well, more than a decade, I guess, up until I got married 4 years ago. So almost 10 years, um, learning how to interact with women and men to some degree, but especially women, because that was my biggest fear. And that was all that whole gamification, that character development. Okay, I don't know how to talk to people. I'm terrified of talking to people. I have no social skills at all. I have no self-confidence. I don't really understand how people even work. What do? My character sucks. My character is garbage. It can't deal with life in this way, like social life. What do I do about it? Okay, I'm going to go out and meet people, especially women, every single day. Go try talking to them. Try to be eventually, I didn't know this at first, but I didn't even know what authenticity meant, but eventually go out and be authentic, be myself, say what I actually felt about them, about myself, about the world, interact with them until my character changed and became a lot better and learned how to communicate with real people in the real world instead of just playing video games my whole life. Um, so so if you think that who you are now is, that you're, I'm talking to mostly awake people, so I know that at the very least you know you have some potential to change as a person, but your potential is absolutely infinite. It really is. If you see skill sets that you want to develop to become a better person and a more, influential person, um, go get those skills. However you can. Definitely do it while the internet still exists. It's a perfect opportunity. Do it offline too, wherever your community is, whether it's a big city, whether it's a rural community. Build those skills now. Build that self-confidence. Become a leader now, because this is the perfect opportunity for it. You don't have much choice if you want to have anything of a good life. You should do it now. And I'm not going to talk too much. I don't think I'll talk at all actually about other solutions, but um, just as I guess an overview of what I want to talk about in the future. Securing a food supply, getting away, away from the system, and figuring out skill sets that are going to work in new this new economy that we're going into. Taking care of your health, getting completely independent of the medical system in every way possible. Taking care of, like if you can do something like get off grid, that would be a really good idea too. But being able to make your own things in general and not rely on other people, those are all good hard skill sets to learn that are going to be really, really helpful. And there's solutions to all those things. You need to go out and you need to learn them. You have YouTube right now, use it. I didn't know how to do so many things. Like I didn't know a thing about woodworking or gardening. I'm learning how to be a woodworker. I'm learning permaculture, um, because YouTube exists, and Amazon exists for any book you need. I know those are both completely evil companies, but sometimes you gotta use what you've got. Um, so yeah, think of yourself as a character. Think of life as a game. Realize that there's going to be a lot of problems thrown at you. You need to improve your character a lot, and you need to acquire the resources to deal with the problems that are coming up. Keep researching what those problems are. Figure out what you're going to be dealing with, and then figure out problems to overcome, or sorry, figure out the solutions to overcome those problems. You're capable of it. We're all capable of it. And that's all for now.